I want to give you an opinion based on us spending a lot of time in Argentina recently. I think the police investigation, the prosecutorial investigation into Liam Payne's death, they were looking for scapegoats. And the three people they're saying who are responsible for his death, I'm not buying it. The hotel, I believe, is responsible for his death. And it seems authorities are trying to cover up for this hotel. The other thing that I think is especially interesting that we found out, and this is according to the police report which we've obtained, 2 days after Liam died, and a hotel employee went to the room directly below him on the second floor and found on the balcony a leather bag with a note inside that said "for Liam" and also had pills and a whiskey bottle.
The latest CCTV footage capturing Liam Payne's final moment has everyone shook. No way they roughed him up like that, bundled him in his room, and left him for dead. So much has been said about this incident, but after this new detail, there is just no way you'd fail to blame the hotel. They are responsible. And no, this isn't just about him falling off a balcony. Oh no. There is way more to it. What was Liam desperately trying to escape that he didn't mind jumping 3 floors down? Y'all, there is a lot to unpack here, and so without any further ado, let's get right into it.
I'm telling you, this hotel is shady as it's more shady than the Cecil Hotel here in downtown Los Angeles, okay? There is this old clip of Liam Payne talking about hotel rooms, and he talks about how his father told him to be careful of them. I do believe that he was, I think he really wanted to, actually, no, this is very similar to something that Brian Paz said, the alleged dealer, saying that Liam was paranoid and that he would put tissues in the door where you put the card to get into the door. He was trying to put tissues, and that allegedly he was very, very paranoid. If this is true, was he trying to escape someone?
For context, it is now coming to light that Liam Payne has a complicated history with hotel rooms. He hated being stuck in them, and apparently this wasn't his first time pulling an escape stunt. Back in September, he used a freaking garden hose to climb out of a rental house because his bodyguard thought he was on a bender. Like, that's the level we're dealing with here. According to TMZ, Liam's bodyguard was concerned he might have been on a drug binge and forced him inside a room in a Florida rental house. Liam escaped from a balcony using a garden hose to reach the ground. Apparently, his fear of being confined in spaces runs way deeper. It actually stems from some very bad experiences back in the One Direction days. Liam once revealed that their manager would literally lock them up in a room because the band had grown so big that everywhere they went turned into total chaos. While the rest of the world thought that they were living their best lives, in reality, they were either performing in the studio or locked away like prisoners. That kind of treatment left a mark, and now Liam is super claustrophobic. Now, fast forward to his stay at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel in Buenos Aires. Y'all already know the story. Apparently, things spiraled when Liam caused a scene in the lobby. Witnesses said he looked completely out of it. Hotel workers ended up dragging him to his room, and get this, he did not want to go inside. But instead of figuring out how to handle the situation safely, they forced him in and left him alone, even though they knew he was planning to use the balcony to escape. Talk about negligence, no cap. All we've heard so far is that Liam was creating a scene at the hotel lobby, so they shoved him back into his room and called the cops. Like, that's the whole story, only to find out that there's more. This right here is an actual footage of the hotel management dragging him back. Does it look to you like some casual situation the way they've been making it sound? This is literally a full-blown meltdown. A man completely unraveling in front of their eyes. And let's talk about the fact that they knew he was intoxicated, clearly not in his right mind, but still, they forced him back into that room anyway. Remember, this was just minutes before he fell to his death. And here's the worst part. This is likely the moment Liam screamed for them not to take him back, begging and even threatening to jump if they did. And what did they do? They ignored him. Flat out ignored a man on the edge, someone so visibly out of it. It is heartbreaking to watch. The lack of care here is disgusting. This isn't just a tantrum. It is a mental health crisis that was blatantly disregarded. No wonder the hotel's response was cold, calculated, and honestly, gross.
Why is this other guy holding him? There's 2 staff here. I'm guessing that's one of the doormen. That's maybe someone else, another security guy. Who's this guy as well? This is a bystander. As you can see, he's got the tattoos. Can't see if he's got any watches on. That is the hotel floor. This is the lobby entrance. That is the size of the door. Over there at the back is the plants. He's got a vest on. Obviously they blurred out his face. He was swung over. This must mean cough. And next to the lift as well. This is where the camera is. So the camera did spot this. What the f***? Now we have to find out who these guys are. So when they did take him back to his room, they said they did have to take him back.
Just to paint for you the picture, Liam's autopsy results revealed alarming levels of substances in his system, including alcohol, cocaine, antidepressants, and a drug cocktail referred to as pink cocaine, a mix of ketamine, ecstasy, and caffeine. Additionally, investigators found evidence of narcotics in his room, along with paraphernalia suggesting recent drug activity. Items such as burnt soda cans, aluminum foil, and a modified soap carton were reportedly used to transport and consume drugs. Guys, he was no way near his senses, so they should have listened when he said he'd jump. There's actual CCTV footage that when the hotel employees got Liam to his room, he struggled with them, clearly not wanting to go inside. But not only that, here's where it gets even darker. You'll literally clench your fist. The hotel staff reportedly removed a mirror outside of his room, like they were more worried about him breaking stuff than, you know, his life. Obviously, Liam was on the edge, so when they locked him in, that was when he started throwing stuff around the room, probably screaming and all. He was without a doubt yelling at them to open or else he would jump off the balcony, but they still did not. Right after locking him in, one of the employees proceeded to then call 911. And if you've heard that 911 distress call, remember they said they were afraid Liam might use the balcony and hurt himself. Hurt himself, y'all. How do you say that and still leave someone alone in a situation like that? The recklessness with which this situation was handled stinks. Also, don't y'all think it's oddly specific that they particularly mentioned that Ryan might jump from the balcony? Like, how could the caller be so accurate? Well, the most logical explanation is that Liam Payne had clearly mentioned that several times during the altercation. According to the 911 transcript, the hotel employee said, "I don't know whether his life may be in danger. He's in a room with a balcony and, well, we're a little afraid."
Good morning. I'm calling from Hotel Casa Sur Palermo, Costa Rica 6032.
What is happening, sir?
We have a guest drunk on drugs and alcohol. When he's conscious, he's breaking everything in the room.
You said alcohol and drugs.
That's correct. We need to send someone with urgency because I don't know if the guest's life is in danger because he's in a room with a balcony and we were afraid he could do something that threatens his life.
Now, all along, this is where the story ended because the next thing we knew, there was a fall and it was Liam and he could not be saved. But that is just half of the truth. There are way more important details that the hotel never volunteered. Surveillance footage shows Liam carrying a bag before heading to the balcony, but he wasn't wearing it in the lobby, so he must have grabbed it inside the room. And when his body was found, he had that bag strapped to him, like he was dead ass planning a getaway. Police also found a hat on or near Liam's body. The hat is telling. He'd had to have put the hat on inside of the room because it wasn't on in the lobby. Not only that, it looks like Liam was trying to climb down from the 3rd floor balcony to the 2nd floor balcony and then jump a short distance to the ground. This idea lines up with police report, which says that 2 days after Liam's death, a hotel worker found a brown leather bag on the 2nd floor balcony directly below Liam's room. The bag, which wasn't the one he had on his shoulder, had a note inside that said "For Liam," along with pills and a bottle of Jack Daniels. The report confirms that the bag was Liam's, so it seems like he dropped the bag down to the 2nd floor before trying to climb down himself. The coroner says Liam may not have been unconscious when he fell, but he was clearly conscious when he strapped the bag to his shoulder inside his room and walked to the balcony. Now, on to the craziest part of all of this. There is talk that the hotel is covering their tracks. While local authorities have charged a few individuals for allegedly supplying Liam with substances, some insiders are side-eyeing the hotel. The theory is that they cared more about keeping things under control than ensuring Liam's safety. If that's true, this situation just went from tragic to downright infuriating. Guys, it is clear there is more to this story than what meets the eye, and the way this was playing out has people demanding answers. We have been so focused on what happened inside that hotel room during Liam's final moments that for a very long time, people overlooked the other CCTV footage. Whatever happened, it's obvious better precautions weren't taken. You don't lock someone in that state away in a room with a balcony and then just rush to call the cops. It's reckless! And let's not forget, this all went down in the same hotel where one of the workers allegedly supplied him with drugs.
I'm telling you, this hotel is shady as a
Why is this other guy holding him?
He was very, very paranoid. If this is true, was he trying to escape someone?
Second suspect is said to be a hotel employee that supplied Liam Liam Payne with illegal substances.
The whole situation feels like a mess that could have been prevented if handled the right way. Let's get into this because honestly, the amount of finger pointing going on is wild. First off, there is this narrative floating around that Liam was a grown man and didn't need anyone babysitting him. Like, sure, no one is saying the hotel employees were his personal caretakers, but let's not act like there isn't some responsibility here. The dude was clearly in distress, and the way things were handled was just careless. Locking him in a room with a balcony wasn't the best solution. Just because someone's a celebrity doesn't mean that they're magically immune to bad decisions, or that everyone else gets to shrug off accountability. Now let's talk about the arrests. 2 hotel employees allegedly supplied him with drugs, and then there's his friend Roger, who's facing accusations of neglect. Roger, for his part, has denied being involved, claiming he left Liam about 40 minutes before everything went down, and that Liam seemed fine when he left. Honestly, that's not hard to believe because it's clear whatever tipped Liam over the edge happened after that, likely during his time in the alley. And let's be real, what escalated things so quickly was how the whole situation was managed after the fact. It went from manageable to chaotic in no time. And that's on the people present at the scene. And we haven't even touched on the 2 alleged ladies of the night who were reportedly in Liam's room earlier. There were rumors of a fight over payment, but even though they've been cleared of any involvement, the police were out here throwing accusations left and right, trying to pin blame on anyone even remotely connected to Liam. It's honestly exhausting. But it doesn't stop there. Back home, Liam's girlfriend Kate Cassidy and his ex Maya Henry have been catching serious heat. Kate's been dragged for leaving him behind as if she was supposed to abandon her life and babysit him indefinitely. Their vacation was only supposed to last a few days, and she graciously stayed on for 2 weeks when Liam extended the trip. At some point though, she had to get back to her responsibilities, and yet people are acting like her leaving was some cold, heartless move. Maya, on the other hand, has been noticeably quiet since Liam's death, which of course has people speculating. Some are saying that she left the country altogether. It is no secret that their relationship had some ups and downs, but dragging her into this mess when she was estranged from him is a bit of a stretch. And the conspiracy theories don't stop there. Somehow, even Niall Horan, yes, his former One Direction bandmate, has been brought into this. Remember, Niall was on tour in Argentina, and Liam had even gone to watch him perform a one-man full stage. People are speculating that watching Niall and the rest of the 1D crew thrive in their solo careers while Liam struggled might have weighed on him. Let's not forget, his record label had just dropped him right before his death, so yeah, it's not hard to imagine that he was under a lot of pressure. But here's the thing, some people feel that linking everyone who ever had a disagreement with Liam to his death is not only unfair, but straight up messy. The man had his struggles, and it's heartbreaking to see how much they consumed him. While some argue he was responsible for his own actions as an adult, others believe the hotel management failed him by not handling the situation properly. There's even talk of excusing the hotel staff because Liam has been causing a scene in the alley earlier, making the other guests uncomfortable, and they felt putting him in his room was the best option. Let's not forget that the guests in the room next to Liam said the noise coming from Liam's room was so loud they thought construction was happening. It's a lot. At the end of the day, it's clear this situation was a perfect storm of bad decisions, mental health struggles, and mismanagement. Everyone is so quick to assign blame, but maybe the reality is just a lot more complicated than that. Still, the way this whole thing has been handled even after Liam has been buried, from the accusations to the deflection, is leaving a lot of us frustrated and wondering if things could have turned out differently, if just one person had stepped up and done the right thing. But hold on, there's another group of people who are convinced this wasn't just a tragic accident, but something much darker. And honestly, they've also got some points that are hard to ignore. First off, how is it that suddenly the hotel found footage from cameras that up until now we're told weren't even working? Like, really? That's just a little too convenient, don't you think? For some, this feels like a full-blown and cover up, and let's not pretend that we haven't seen this play out before. Anytime a celebrity dies young, there's always that lingering suspicion that they were taken out because they knew too much or were about to talk. I mean, look at how many secrets are coming out about Hollywood these days. Some people are saying Liam might have been another victim of the industry's darkness. Yet, no matter how much evidence piles up, there are always people who refuse to even entertain the possibility that something sinister could have gone down. And let's not forget the missing Rolex. People started raising eyebrows the second moment it was reported his expensive watch had disappeared. Like, if there is no one else involved, where did the Rolex go? That detail alone has fueled a ton of speculation that there was someone else in the room, or at least nearby, when this all happened. And let's just say it wouldn't be the first time valuable items mysteriously disappeared in situations like this. For those who believe foul play was involved, all these little details, the sudden appearance of new footage, the missing watch, the forced confinement, paint a picture that just doesn't sit right. Whether or not you buy into it, you have to admit, there are way too many unanswered questions here to ignore. All right, y'all, now that we've laid this all out, what do you make of these new developments? Do you think this was just a series of tragic missteps, or do you feel like there's something more sinister going on? Is this just another example of Hollywood brushing its dirt under the rug, or is this case being overanalyzed? Drop your theories in the comments because, trust me, this story has everyone talking. And here's the kicker. Heck, even Diddy, Beyonce, and Jay-Z have been dragged into this mess. I know it sounds wild, but their names are swirling around in these conspiracy theories. If you haven't watched it yet, you better run, don't walk, and check out the eyebrow-raising allegations in this other video. It is packed with jaw-dropping details that'll have you questioning everything. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.